HelloFresh lets you pick from over 50 menu and market items every week, including cozy recipes like chicken ramen in shoyu-style broth and turkey ragu gnocchi. Those are easy to say. Get up to 14 free meals plus 3 free gifts with code FACE14 at hellofresh.com/FACE14.
And action.
Ooh, action. That's exciting. It's like a movie. Jeff, what is a trailer for a movie that you're like, this trailer looks fucking great, and then you saw the movie and you were disappointed?
Hold on, I'm not recording.
Okay.
What is...
Great.
Hey, who was actually recording at 3?
As soon as you joined.
I was recording before 3.
It's 3 and I'm recording. It's 3 o'clock right now.
You are late to the... No, it is not 3 on the dot.
I think somehow, being last to join, I was the only one on time.
Yes. Hey, Gavin, 100% agree with you.
Well, I mean, everybody is technically still on time because it's still 3 o'clock, but I was prepping the video.
Everything.
That I need to send you guys.
We were here and not recording.
Listen.
Gavin is the one. Gavin is the one who is on time. Thank you,
All
Gavin.
right, fine. Who cares?
The professional.
Cool. Congratulations, Gavin. You're the professional. Thanks, man.
Yes.
We all hope to someday aspire to be
there's no need for this.
like you.
Let's
you
stick with
are
Andrew's question.
quite possibly
come on now.
the pinnacle of what a podcaster could hope to achieve in terms of professionalism and talent, in terms of tone, effort, general demeanor. It really doesn't get better than you. So, Gavin, please show us how it's done.
I wasn't the one saying, look.
I think he already did. I think the act was done. He did show us how it was done by being on time. I don't think there's anything to go beyond that. I know
he was on time. I know he was on time because I was here when I saw him come in.
That's true.
I was also on time. I was prepping a video because I knew the size would be too big to send you guys through Discord, and it would be a whole kerfuffle in the middle of the episode. So I was sending in a different way while you guys were talking about Colin Quinn's film prowess.
He knows a lot about movies. I was surprised.
Of course, Colin Quinn's a great guy. Very, very funny comedian.
Very funny comedian. Also enjoyed his book. His specials
One of my favorite.
Are unique. He does more like essays than I'd say like traditional stand-up. It's fascinating. Like he tells more of like their historical specials. But anyway, I want to know the trailer thing. Jeff, do you have a
great
trailer?
Storyteller in general. Also one of the best guests in the history of the Howard Stern show. He had a story about fucking a cat that you would not believe. He also had a story about fucking an old lady in a hallway and having her fall down and hit her head and leaving her there for dead.
Wait.
Yeah, he told it on the Howard Stern show.
Oh.
Well, like she
had sex
fell
with
and
an
he
old lady in a
witnessed it,
hallway.
and
She fell and hit her head, and he felt bad and he left. And he has no idea
what if he
happened to
accidentally
him.
killed her?
I don't know. I guess then she's dead, and he's a murderer. Anyway, he knows a lot about film.
He does.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Face Podcast. I believe this is episode 80, if I'm correct, which puts us, I want to say, in the back half of season 2, year 2. Is that correct?
I think we've kind of gone over it. There's no real measuring system for what.
Well, I think there is. We just need to sit down and figure it out.
We're approaching a number of episodes that no one can pitch in baseball.
That's true.
I think...
What's the fastest pitch recorded? And it's probably in like over 100.
I think I want to say 102 or so.
Really? I was going to guess like 110 would be my guess. But
I don't think that high.
Has anyone thrown one in a vacuum?
What do you mean?
Like, has anyone thrown one at a vacuum cleaner?
I don't understand, like, why? Why would they have done that?
Well, so there's no air resistance, so you can throw it real fast.
Oh, okay. I feel like you took some leaps there. I wasn't with you. I was lost.
That's all right.
I was thinking about, I've never seen someone throw a vacuum. There was a guy who got thrown out of the game, I want to say, or maybe he disagreed with I think it was he disagreed with what was called a strike. And then the coach started fighting with the umpire, and the player walked out of the field, went down, grabbed a garbage can, and then placed it behind the plate and pointed at the umpire and said, "That's you. You're garbage." So there has been a garbage can on the field. I've never seen a vacuum on the field.
You sent a clip to the group chat the other day about it was a American football game where a guy kicked the football, but apparently it somehow never happened before.
Well, no, I didn't send the clip. I feel like this is just you being Eric sent the clip.
You're getting
We're
confused.
talking
I sent a clip of a guy getting hit in the head with a football after a kick, and then there was another kick discussion later that I don't think was a video.
Well, I thought Eric put something in the Slack.
What are we? Yeah, we're talking about the Doug Flutie dropkick. Is what we're talking about. I assume Gavin didn't understand why that was. First of all, he's a throwing man. Gavin, he's not a kicking man. His job is to throw. He's a quarterback.
Very different
He
skills.
doesn't.
But they were making it sound like it's the first time anyone had dropped the ball, bounced it off the floor, and kicked it over the.
Yeah, it was.
What's it-
It was in the modern NFL.
think
It literally was. It's
Okay.
just not a thing that kick people do. Why would you drop the ball and kick it like? Especially if you're a quarterback. Nobody's prepared for that. Quarterbacks don't kick the ball.
What was their way of doing? Like they thought the other team thought they were gonna like run with it, but then he kicked it.
Yeah, I think the other team assumed because I think it was they positioned like they were going for two. I'm not fully aware. I'm just assuming. And instead of actually running and like throwing the ball to score it, they scored off of a drop kick, which if you drop the ball down, bounce, and kick it between the uprights, that's a point. So I think like nobody was prepared for the play because it's both a QB and they're in a position in which they would typically go for two, but they ran a play that would score one.
But sometimes, like if it's fourth down, they just kick it.
Yeah, but it's first the kicker does it. It's the kicker's job, and they don't kick it that way. They have like a guy that catches it and holds it and places it, and then the kicker just kicks it off the ground from the guy that's holding it. The
And
kicker
that's easier
never
than bouncing it off the ground.
I think it is. I think there's room for
Yeah.
error if you're trying to purposely bounce the ball and kick it yourself. I feel like that's way harder.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a football. It's not a sphere, man. You can't predict exactly how it's going to bounce.
Well,
Plus,
they do it in rugby
Lace
a
has
lot.
got to be out. Gavin, according to your favorite movie of all time, Lace is out.
Laces out.
Laces out. Also, it's just like a human tripod, essentially, is the other guy's job. Why would you remove the tripod? It just stabilizes it for you. Nice and easy. Shape of the ball. They also, it's like a different sports. I don't know the rugby comparison. I think the balls are shaped differently too.
The Hangover, Andrew.
What about The Hangover?
It was a good trailer and it was a terrible movie. I liked the trailer a lot. I thought it was going to be funny, and then I didn't like the movie at all.
Really? Like you would say you hated The Hangover?
Oh yeah, I don't
That's
understand I don't understand why people like that film.
I think the first one's quite good.
Yeah, I enjoyed the
If
first
I
one.
remember. Yeah.
I haven't watched it since it came out. I don't have really like any interest in revisiting it, but
I got in an argument with Brandon Farmahini one time, who told me that it was the funniest movie in like the last decade and was so full of jokes. He didn't understand how I could not like it. So I asked him, tell me your favorite joke from the movie. And he just looked at me for about 5 minutes and then said, oh, and then walked away.
well, yeah, I think that's a terrible call to call it a joke. Like when I think of joke
I agree.
movie,
I don't
I
think
think
it's
of
a joke
something like
movie.
Naked Gun. I think of like those kind of like that where the joke per minute is absurd. The Hangover is like, I don't know, it's kind of fun because it's a little bit of a mystery. It's a comedy. It kind of brought Mike Tyson back in a way.
I will say there's a moment in the trailer that is funnier edited than it was in the movie, and that was the Mike Tyson Phil Collins bit,
Yes.
where in the trailer it's like do 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 do, and then he socks him at the end of that. But in the movie, it's not as funny.
You know what I think the worst part of The Hangover was for me? And this is like a very strange complaint. They put out, back on the 360, when random movies would come out that were big, they would put out profile picture packs where it was just faces of the characters, typically. And there are people, so many people used the baby. There was a baby from The Hangover as one of them. And the people that did it thought they were really funny. And I was just sick of it. It was a popular gamer picture for a stretch of time. The baby with the glasses.
Yours is Danny DeVito.
What? Yours is Danny DeVito? What was for what? What movie was he?
No, yours was.
Oh, yeah, but I pulled
Yeah.
that. That was a
Yeah,
choice
that's
I made.
custom.
That was a custom pull. Yeah, I'm not hating necessarily on anyone that does that. It's just there was a, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a belief of I don't know. I just don't. I'm fine with you liking The Hangover to the point where it's your gamer picture is a step too far. Or I think it's an interesting
we
choice.
talked about this. We talked about it briefly when we were playing Halo, but my most excited I was from a trailer to the least impressed I was with a movie was the Tuxedo with Jackie Chan.
It's such a weird.
I remember I was a teenager. I was really loved Rush Hour. I was getting into like Who Am I? Rumble in the Bronx, like all of his early American type stuff. Tuxedo came out. I thought, as a teenager, oh shit. I I was so excited. I didn't see it at the cinema. I bought it on DVD. I was like, I've wasted my money on it.
Wait, did you purposely not? I didn't know that you didn't. Did you not see it in theaters because you're like, I'm gonna love this movie so much, I'm gonna want to watch it multiple times. I'm gonna save my money and buy it then. Why didn't you see it in theaters?
I just didn't get to go that much when I was a kid. It's like
okay.
It's like a big event when I went. So I assume
That's
at the
fair.
time I was busy seeing like Lord of the Rings and stuff to make it count.
But it was like not even a rental scenario. You're like, I know I'm gonna love this. I want
I
the
knew it.
extra
I
features.
I
want
bought it.
everything.
It was probably like 15 quid on DVD.
My reaction
what a
was
waste.
Was the same as yours. I don't know. Gavin genuinely may have been the biggest like Tuxedo fan based on trailer on the planet. I don't think anyone may have anticipated that movie more than Gavin did. It's such a weird movie to be excited about.
I don't think Jackie Chan was bad in that either. I think it was just not any good.
I feel like I very rarely would say that Jackie Chan was the problem of the thing that he was in.
I agree with that.
I can't think of wow, Jackie Chan really fucked that movie up.
When did Jackie Chan ever phone it in, right? I don't think so.
Yeah. No, I think
never
it's
ever
consummate professional. That Jackie Chan is the Gavin Free of movies. He's the podcasting Gavin Free of movies. I'll say it because we all know it's true. He's the creme de la creme. He's the one that we all aspire to be.
As soon as Gavin told me that, I immediately went and watched the trailer for the Tuxedo and watching it in the context of imagining Gavin watching it for the first time being like, holy fuck, this looks good, was very funny. They killed James Brown.
For those who've never seen it, I think the plot of the movie was that he gets Jackie Chan powers, but from a suit. And that I think I remember that there's water that makes people thirsty. And that's all I can remember from that film.
So it's a James Bond movie, but not a James Bond movie. There's a guy that is like James Bond and he's British, but it turns out that all of his abilities come from his suit. Jackie Chan is a taxi driver that befriends this guy. I also haven't seen this movie in a long time, so this could be completely wrong, but I think he befriends the guy and then somehow ends up with the suit because the guy dies, and then he kills James Brown. And then Jackie Chan kills James Brown and they do a dance number because he has to perform instead of James Brown, because the suit has a bunch of abilities to it. It's like a stealth suit, but it also has like funky mode, I feel like is what they display, so he can like dance and perform.
I'm going to be honest with you right now. I haven't seen the movie since like the early 2000s. The way you're describing it, I really want to watch the movie. It sounds awesome. It sounds really good.
I went to watch it. I refused to pay $5 to rent it. I was going to do that last night. And I was like, $4.99, I can't do it. If it was $3, I'd do it. But $5.
Why don't we have a watch along?
We could do watch log. I'd watch it in that context. I forgot James Brown was in it and that they weirdly kill James Brown. And then I wanted to go, because in the trailer it happens. It's like, no way they actually do that. It's an unfortunate thing where you go to the movie wiki and whoever wrote the plot synopsis deemed that scene not worth explaining. There is no mention of James Brown in the movie wiki for that thing. So if somebody watches the Tuxedo, feel free to please include the James Brown section of that film from the wiki, because he's listed in the cast, but there is no mention of him in the plot breakdown of the Tuxedo. It's a dumb movie. He made a lot of those movies. Like do you remember The Medallion? That was one of those Jackie Chan era, not very good American. I know I've seen it. I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Eric just said we're a Jackie Chan podcast. I'm okay with that. Jackie Chan, some great movies. Rush Hour, The Jackie Chan Adventures.
Mr. Nice Guy.
I would argue the greatest blooper reel of all time, Rush Hour 2. I think that's probably the greatest post-credit blooper reel in movie history.
Where not Chris Rock, damn it. Where Chris Tucker looks out the window and says, damn, he ain't going to be in Rush Hour 3.
I think that might be the funniest blooper line of all time. I remember that killing. That may have been the biggest laugh in the theater. And that was a well-received movie. I remember as a child watching that in a packed theater and that line killing. And myself included, just is a great line. Very funny blooper. They don't do those anymore, I feel like. When's the last time you saw a blooper reel for a movie?
think they're in all of Jackie Chan's films.
I think they're staple. I watched the Tuxedo's blooper reel last night on YouTube. I didn't watch the movie, but I at least watched that. You have to watch a Jackie Chan blooper. Jeff?
I was waiting for the subject to change away from Jackie Chan.
I'm not up to date on my Jackie Chan content, so I was just letting you guys go.
I'm not either.
Don't throw to me. I had nothing to do with that. It's you guys are having the Jackie Chan discussion. Continue.
I couldn't name a Jackie Chan movie post The one he did with Jet Li, whatever that was called.
What about The Foreigner?
I never saw that. I thought that looked interesting.
Directed by the guy that made GoldenEye, starring Pierce Brosnan and Jackie Chan. I've never seen it, but I want to see it.
It looked dark. It was like, this is gritty Jackie Chan. His family, I think, dies in a bombing, and then he's like, I'm going to get revenge.
I wonder if there's a blooper reel on that one.
There can't be a blooper reel on The Foreigner. There's no way.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I don't think Pierce Brosnan plays like a spy type character. I think he's just like an executive who's a villain, but I could be wrong. Haven't seen it.
Nice, Eric.
Did you see No Way Out, Gavin?
What was that?
Have you seen No Way Out? Or have you seen No Way Out, Jeff?
The movie with Bridget Fonda, the remake of La Femme Nikita?
No. Well, no, I don't think so. Maybe. It's an Owen Wilson movie that came out in like 2016.
No Way Out. Kevin Costner, Sean Young.
No, that's
Gene
not.
Hackman.
No Escape. That's what I mean. No Escape. Not No Way Out. No Escape. I knew Noah's in the title. It's just Pierce Brosnan plays Bond again. It's like his last, I'd say, role as Bond. Where he doesn't.
Yeah.
He can't flat out say he's Bond, but it's like they constantly tease the fact that he's like an older, burnt out Bond.
Like Sean Connery in The Rock?
Yes, exactly like Sean Connery in The Rock. Same type of deal. Do you know, this is going to be a really weird, like just a random question. Jeff, what's your favorite Mission Impossible movie? Let's set it up that way first.
Oh, well, that's easy. That's not even a question.
Really?
Mission Impossible 3. Mission Impossible 3 is one of the best movies ever made.
Thank you.
Mission Impossible 3 is one of the best. First off, it's not a movie, it's a film. Mission Impossible, you can't call Mission Impossible 3 a movie because it's an insult to what that piece of art is. It is a film in every way.
Who was the girl at the beginning?
It's Carrie Russell.
Are you just dropping trivia? Are you testing him to confirm that he is a Mission Impossible 3 fan?
That question is how Jeff lost his car.
Really?
That's why
I own his car.
Oh, that was the bet?
Yeah,
it was a Carrie Russell.
I got that
Mission
wrong.
Impossible?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't remember who I thought it was, but I didn't think it was Carrie Russell.
Didn't you think it was like Anne Hathaway or something? And I was like, you're an idiot.
No, it was somebody that made sense, but it wasn't Carrie. It wasn't. I can't remember who it was.
Michelle, did you mistake Michelle Monaghan? Because she's in that as well, and I feel like could kind of play that role.
No, we don't. It doesn't matter.
We'll never know.
The important thing is that I know that I haven't owned my car in 15 years. Why do you ask, by the way? Why do you ask?
Well, I'm glad you. This is a conversation we had. I agree. Mission Impossible 3 is the best one by far, and I think it's largely due to the performance of Philip Seymour Hoffman. I think one of the great movie villains in that
menacing
role.
as shit.
He's fantastic.
He's awesome in it. There are 3 perfect moments in that film. If you'd like, I can go through them with you. The first perfect moment in that film is when they're breaking into the Vatican and Ving Rhames and Ethan Hunt have the conversation where he goes, "What's up with you?" And Ving Rhames goes, "Nothing. What's up with you?" And he goes, "Nothing." It's just perfectly acted. There's the scene when he's infiltrating the big building. I think it's in India, and they're like talking about the plan, and then it just cuts to him, the outside of the building, and it cuts to him screaming, "I'm not going to make the extraction!" And he jumps out a window, and you have no idea what happened in that building, but it went very fucking wrong. That was an awesome scene. And then at the end, when he's with the chick, and he's like, "If you don't kill me, I'm going to die." That's a great moment too. All perfect moments from a perfect film.
It starts out as, I think, one of the great film intros as well. You don't know what's going on. This character normally in power is in a bad spot.
Doesn't look like Carrie Russell. Apparently it is.
Do you remember Philip Seymour Hoffman's character's name in Mission Impossible 3?
No.
For like how iconic that character is in my mind of like a great villain. Very forgettable name. His name is Owen. I think it's the least menacing name to menacing character in film history, possibly. There's nothing memorable or evil about the name Owen. It's just so not intimidating.
Yeah, the rabbit's foot. That's right, Nick.
That's the whole thing. The what is it, like an atomic bomb or something? The rabbit's foot he's pursuing. I don't really remember what the rabbit's foot was. It was.
I don't know that we ever. I don't know that we found out, did we?
Well, wasn't it a thing that rolled? There was this insane shot where Dr. Manhattan dies and he drops the briefcase and the thing rolls out like perfectly into the camera in focus, and it was like, wow, how did they do that?
You mean Billy Crudup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume that's who he means.
Was he not Dr. Manhattan?
No, he was.
I think he was. I just couldn't remember.
You want to bet a car on it?
No.
I'll bet Jeff's car on it.
My Mission Impossible betting days are over. Still paying off the last one.
I want to. How are you doing, Jeff? Because last time we recorded this, you're in a bad spot. You're getting
I was at
ready.
36% in the first recording. I got up to about 42 by the second recording.
You were like half of where I was in chocolate.
Yeah. I'm okay. Thanks for asking. I had the colonoscopy. It was a nightmare. I do have a story to share with you at some point, and okay. I'll tease it. There's a pastrami plot twist in my life.
Oh no!
Shit.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Did they find some pastrami up your ass?
Well, but we don't have to get into that right now. If you guys want to talk about movies or whatever. What's your favorite Mission Impossible movie, Andrew? What's your second favorite Mission Impossible? What's your second favorite?
My second favorite, this is going to be like a really weird qualifier. I think the second best Mission Impossible movie is the first act of Mission Impossible 1. Up until he sprints out of the restaurant, I think that is like the greatest sequence of any Mission Impossible.
But that's before he's hanging from the wire in the room with the pressure floor.
Yeah, I don't really care about like that.
Movie.
That seems fine, but like
That's
I think
like iconic.
it is an iconic scene, but the movie really loses me from the point he sprints out of the restaurant. I think everything to that point is like pretty intense and enjoyable, and there are
Is that
twists
after he's blown up the fish tank with the gun?
Yeah, literally as soon as he sprints out after blowing up the fish tank with the gum, that movie takes a nosedive for me. It drops down dramatically. After that, I would say, what is the second to last one that came out? Which one was that one?
Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation was pretty good.
No.
I enjoyed that one.
No. Wait. Yeah. Don't know.
What
Jeff has posted
the Apple Dumpling Gang?
a Disney movie called The Apple Dumpling Gang.
I was just throwing that in there for later. I was just thinking about my favorite movies as a kid the other day. And I was thinking about how many Don Knotts movies I used to watch when I was a kid. And the Apple Dumpling Gang and the Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again were two of my favorite movies as a kid. So I looked up the poster and I was like, oh shit, that's kind of funny because we're an Apple podcast now. I was wondering if we should make an Apple Scrumpling Gang poster, but probably not. We're probably hitting the Apple content a little too hard.
Gang? Is there scrumping in the app? Is the Apple Dumpling Gang pro scrump? Or is there a lot of scrumping
I think those dudes steal those kids, if I remember correctly.
They steal the kids?
Maybe. I think the kids are orphans or something, and they're like low-level criminals, and they all end up in a gang. I can't remember.
I don't know why. I assumed the children were the Apple Dumpling Gang and not the two guys in the background. I think I have completely misread who the gang was.
Because two people ain't a gang.
No, you need at least 6 for a gang, I would say.
I think you need at least 3.
Here's the sequel.
No, 3's too little.
The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again. Ain't no kids in that photo.
I think you can't all fit in a taxi to be a gang. Your gang can't fit in one cab.
That's the
I think that's the qualifier.
We're gonna have to order 2 cabs is the qualifier for
I think once you have to have 2 cabs or maybe a larger vehicle, if you need a custom large vehicle, you've entered gang territory.
If you need an Uber XL, you're
Okay, here. So I had to look it up. What qualifies a gang? Gangs are associations of 3 or more individuals who adopt a group identity. So it's got to be 3.
So a threesome is a gangbang?
That's unfortunate. So. I don't.
I mean, if those 3 people can identify as a gang and they're all banging, then yes.
Well, yeah, I guess they need to identify as a gang.
So that means technically you could film a gangbang in one cab.
You could. You're right. I disagree with all these qualifiers. I don't. 3 is not enough to be a gang.
It's a regulation gang of 3.
So we could be the Apple Scrumpling Gang. There's enough of us. There's 5 of us here.
Well, are we doing that or are we doing the Boys of Dumpty? Like we got to get.
Well, the Boys of
Dumpty is a way better gang name.
There's gangs left and right. It's Gang City over here. We all know that going online without ExpressVPN is like using our smartphone without a protective case. Most of the time, you're probably going to be fine, but all it takes is one accidental drop there, Butterfingers, onto solid concrete, and suddenly you wish you'd protected yourself. That's why, in my own words, everyone needs a VPN, because when you encrypt to an unencrypted network in a cafe or a hotel or an airport, your online data is super not secure, and any hacker on the same network can gain access to and steal your personal data. And we all saw those hacker movies in the 90s. We know how it works. Sandra Bullock's not going to be there to save us in the real world, and it doesn't take much technical knowledge to be one of those evil hackers. It only takes some malfeasance, and apparently any smart 12-year-old could do it. Also, your data is valuable. Did you know that hackers make up to like $1,000 a person selling your lame, boring personal info on the dark web? That's why, in my own words, you should use ExpressVPN, the encrypted tunnel. It's super secure, it's easy to use, and it works on all devices. That's like phones, laptops, tablets, etc., etc. You get the idea. It's secure, it's encrypted, and it will protect your data so that hackers can't steal it. That's why I think you should use ExpressVPN. So secure your online data today by visiting expressvpn.com/face. That is EXPRESSVPN.com/face. Nailed it. And you can get an extra 3 months free. expressvpn.com/face. If you want to give your family and friends a gift that keeps giving, something more memorable than a gift card or a pair of socks, although I'm not one of those people that hates socks as gifts. I think socks are perfectly acceptable as gifts. I'm a big sock fan. But we're not talking about socks. We're talking about a gift that's way cooler than socks, a gift that's more useful than socks, a gift that's going to last longer than a pair of socks. We are talking about a sock for your butthole. Not exactly, but it is a Hello Tushy bidet, and it ticks all the boxes. If you're not familiar, it washes your butt with a fresh water spray so that you end up way cleaner than toilet paper could ever hope to. You just spray and pat dry. You don't have to scrub your butt off like most people do. You're not going to end up with hemorrhoids like most people have. No comment on me. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that most of you listening to this podcast have toilets. This thing attaches to them, and without the need of an expensive electrician or plumber. Nobody wants to call those people. It installs in less than 8 minutes, and that's a normal person installing it, like I said, not an electrician or a plumber. It cuts down on your toilet paper use by 80%, which saves money and paper waste and the Amazon, and will all continue to breathe thanks to you washing your butt instead of scrubbing your butt. Make the best room your best room with the complete Tushy system. That includes the Tushy bidet, the ottoman, the toilet brush, Tushy stand, Tushy tissues, whatever you want, Tushy's got it. So give the gift of a clean bum to yourself or your loved ones this holiday season and get 10% off plus free shipping right now at hellotushy.com/face. And tag us and at HelloTushy on social media so we can celebrate your clean butt. That's hellotushy.com/face for 10% off and free shipping.
Do you know what Eric's been doing?
Yeah.
He's been sucking on this 100% chocolate for fun.
He's all fucking into it now. He sends update photos constantly.
I found out a way to enjoy it where you don't have to just eat it in 10 minutes. You can sit down and have it with something and find pleasure in the pain.
But why did you go for this just in your free time without telling anyone?
I had the chocolate from Face Jam, and I got jealous because everyone did chocolate eating, and it seemed like something I didn't want to do, but seemed like a fun thing. So I went, you know what? I'm going to try this. And I did. I had that chocolate sitting in there and just wrote in Google, what can I do with 100% chocolate? And that was one of the things, was have it with a black cup of coffee that you enjoy. And I will say I've done it twice now. With my mouth is watering thinking about it. I enjoyed it so much.
Really? How many? Let me ask you a question. How many? So, like, you had a cup of coffee, black coffee that
Correct,
you enjoy very much.
Yeah.
And then how many squares of the chocolate did you have with that?
Probably 2.5, 3 tops.
Okay. Throughout the, like, slowly
Yes.
throughout the course of the coffee? Okay.
I found the best method was putting a little bit of dark chocolate on my tongue and then taking a drink of coffee and like letting it melt the chocolate, because then I got a lot of the floral flavor. I'm a coffee guy. The way that Andrew is many different types of guy. I am a coffee guy, and I
So
I
do
really
you grind
do enjoy
your coffee at home?
by hand, yeah. Like I have like a
hand?
hand grinder. I have like a hand
Ooh.
grinder.
I like that a lot. I would love to be a coffee guy because the prep and the ritual of it seems like a lot of fun.
Good
and I feel like I would
smells.
Coffee
like the
also
smell.
Smells so good.
It's
I
very
feel like
enjoyable.
the smell would be great. Yeah, it seems like it would be meditative. I love that. If I could just do that and then not drink it, I would be a coffee guy.
My
If that's
wife
what the
is
hobby-
the same way.
If I smell coffee early in the morning, it changes the course of my day.
It makes me want to shit.
Like it just puts me in a good mood instantly.
It does?
Coffee makes you shit.
No, I know, but smelling
The
it?
smell specifically?
Jeff's the one who got me into coffee, and I was amazed at what it did to my body. But now I've had so much coffee now that just a whiff of it gets me in the mood for a nice morning poo.
It's like you've Pavlov dog your ass with the scent. Like you're
You
trained.
Pavlov dogged your ass be the title of the episode.
Yep. Absolutely. The King's Coast Coffee Achieve line that we had for a while was very good. That was an excellent cup of coffee. I prefer like a light roast, but I really found a lot of enjoyment in that very chocolatey cup. It was very
So you're
nice.
straight in at 100% chocolate.
Yeah.
My progress is I've done 70, I've done 78. I'm currently working my way through the 85% bar as I develop my palate over the Q4 of this year.
So Eric, real fast, because I also love that Achieve blend. I actually just and not just because the reference.
No, it was a good
in the
it was a good
association.
cup of coffee.
Yeah. So I subscribe to it on the
Mm-hmm.
website. So I get it like every 3 weeks, or every 2 weeks. I get a new bag of it.
Yep.
So recently they just sent me a bag, and on the label it said, "Hey, this used to be called Achieve, but we're gonna rebrand it. Don't worry, we'll keep sending it to you. It's just gonna be called something else." So
What?
it's still out there if you want it. Yeah.
What
You
do
can
you know
still
what
get
it,
it.
do you know which one it is?
That's the most recent one I've got. So as soon as I get the new badge, the new batch in with a name, I'll tell you what it is. But you can still get that coffee. Yeah.
That's very funny. I think that's
It's all I drink.
fantastic.
Yeah, I love it.
Good. Very nice. I like it.
So Gav, you were saying, what are you up to?
85.
And you enjoy 85.
85 to me is still edible as just chocolate on its own. It's getting up there.
I do want to say, I don't want anyone to get confused about the situation that I'm in with the dark chocolate. I've enjoyed it with a cup of coffee because it changes the flavor. It's like smoking a cigar and having port wine. It's nice. It changes the flavor or whatever. I despise dark chocolate. I think it is the worst thing you can do with chocolate. I think it is an affront to sweets. I think it's pathetic that it's being pressed into actual candy and being sold in stores. If it went away tomorrow, our lives would be better for it. That is how I feel about dark chocolate.
Oh, that's insane.
You know what, Eric? Can I say I try not to have definitive chocolate opinions because it's such a polarizing world we live in. But I'm going to back you up on this. I'm right there with you. Listening to you say that, it was like my heart was swelling up with pride because I feel the same way about you. And so you have my back.
Wait.
Right there with you. I think it should be eradicated.
You feel the same way about me?
You think Eric sucks and if he went away?
I feel the same way about dark chocolate as you do.
Oh, you feel the same way as me, not the same way about me, as if I were the dark chocolate and you want me to go away.
No, you can stay because I like your
Thanks.
opinions. I
That's
support them.
definitely what that sounded like.
100%.
It was one. You picked the one word that would change your statement into an insult instead of the compliment or support that you intended.
I felt so good, and then I felt so bad.
It's a 15, 18 years of this. It's hard to not insult.
No, it's
What is
fair.
interesting on the chocolates is as the cocoa content goes up, watching the serving size get bigger. I assume as sugar starts leaving the ingredients, it's like one serving is 2 squares, and then it's like one serving is 2.5. Now one serving is 3, until eventually the entire bar is one serving.
Huh. Now, are you worried? How do you feel about milk chocolate? Because I would be kind of okay, but do you think as you progress down this dark chocolate road, developing your palate, will your willingness to have milk chocolate lessen?
Well, I'm hoping it's additive to my palate. I hope it's not ruining other areas of my palate. Can that happen?
I would assume that it would replace, that you would like no longer be able to enjoy what you previously did. Not that this is an expansion.
When someone says that's an acquired taste, do you have to misplace a taste to make room for it? I don't think so.
No, but I don't think those are the same thing. I feel as though you are training your palate to be able to prefer. Like ideally, by the end of this, your chocolate of choice will be the 100%, correct? Like you will.
We can hope so.
Yeah, so at that point, I feel like you couldn't be further away from milk. It's the farthest you could be from milk chocolate. And I would be worried that you would no longer be able to go back to milk. And I feel like your ability to get 100% dark chocolate in the wild would be low. I feel like it's tougher. You're narrowing your ability to get chocolate.
Here's where I think Lindt are missing a trick, right? They should have an excellence training bar where each square is new percentages and it's the entire package.
What about like an advent calendar for your palate? Like every day.
It starts at like 76%, and on Christmas Day, you're at 100.
It doesn't need to even be a Christmas thing. Just like a daily, hey, this is where you should be. We're at 76.7 today.
Maybe Face or Uniform could collaborate with Lindt Chocolate, and we could get that going.
Oh, by the way, how hot is that Uniform logo we're working on?
Looks nice.
It does look
I'm
nice.
digging it. I'm really into it.
It's
It would look good on some chocolate, I'll tell you that right now.
Can we?
Could you see it? You could see it. Could you see it? Can you see it like debossed into a chocolate bar? The Uniform logo? It looks so sweet. Yeah.
I can't wait for us to make a chocolate and then Gavin complain that it's milk when it's dark. Just be completely wrong about what the actual contents of the chocolate are.
Are you referring to the sign?
Yes, I am.
I think a comment leaver left a comment saying that what is this bullshit plastic sign? I still don't actually have the damn thing. So I assumed that they were right about it being made of plastic, but Eric said it's metal. Yes, Eric, this is why you can't listen to comment leavers. I don't know why I was listening.
I got one in my hand right now. It is definitely metal.
Well, that's awesome. It's not as shit as I thought.
Well, wait, when did you get the sign?
Mine came in the mail. Mine came in the mail the day we had that conversation.
Okay.
I just didn't open it up till later in the day.
I'm hoping I've bought every single piece of our merch and then they've sent it to me anyway. And so I've had double waffle freshener.
Why'd you buy them?
Okay, well, it's part of the supporting the show at the very least.
It's all limited runs. You're just taking one away from a comment leaver.
You make the show.
Yeah,
Why would you have to support the show you make?
What?
You support it by making it.
You also frequently go into the merch channel and get them to make stuff. You start some of this stuff and then you buy it.
Well, you know what's funny is I think I was told, I could be wrong, I was told I couldn't get a Gerple shirt at the time because of like the process it was made. And I was, it was one of those shirts. But regardless of that, I don't mind. I buy the product for the show. I make the show. I'm happy with the show. Support it in that way. I feel like I'm kind of paying myself in a weird way. I don't mind ordering the things, but the Scrump sign's the first one I didn't order, and I haven't got a Scrump sign yet, so I think I may have just missed out. I think that was the cutoff, the one I didn't order.
I'll tell you what, you can have my Scrump sign, buddy. I'll give it to you.
That's very kind of you, Jeff.
You got to come down to Austin and get it. I'm not going to mail it to you, but it's waiting for you.
Is irregardless a different word to regardless?
What do you mean?
Well, you said irregardless.
What's your question here?
Is irregardless not a word?
Well,
irregardless is a word.
I would have said regardless.
It's the same word. Irregardless and regardless are used interchangeably.
So
I think irrespective.
If you reply to an email, you could say irregarding.
No, I think you have to say. I think irregardless is the word.
I feel like I didn't invent the word. I feel like that is.
No,
a word
you
that
didn't.
exists.
It's in the fucking dictionary, dude. It's a real
Well, they're
word.
saying it's not a word.
Or it's the same word?
Irregardless, dictionary.com, irregardless, adverb, non-standard, regardless. The photographer always says irregardless of how his subjects are feeling, smile. It's the same
Frequently
word as
asked
regardless.
questions, is irregardless a word? Yes, it may not be a word you like or a word you can use in a term paper, but irregardless certainly is a word.
But
So
it
there we
means
go.
the same thing as regardless.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Look at you fucking guys coming at me for my irregardless use. And I
Don't
used it properly.
you guys, I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm on the side of irregardless.
Well, I wasn't slamming you on it. I was asking, is that the same as regardless?
You know what? I wasn't going to do this. I'm going to come at the fucking European language and how they spell it. You know how they spell jail in Europe, Jeff? You know how they spell it fucking
GAOL
horrendous.
or whatever?
GAIL. Horrendous.
I thought
Terrible.
it was GAOL.
That's in Australia.
Oh, the Melbourne Gaol.
I'm playing
Gaol.
through the Sherlock Holmes game right now. And whenever they say it, that's how it's spelled. And it's disgusting. It makes me sick. I hate it.
Well, it's spelled jail now.
Hot take.
Well, no, I don't know if it is because it's spelled the way, I don't know, maybe they're doing it like within the timeline of that game because it's set in the past, but Every time I see it, we have given shit to Judgment spelling, the U.S. spelling of judgment, also terrible, but the Europe fucked up jail. That's a horrendous way to spell.
Judgment.
Judgment. Awful. Terrible sounding. So if you're going to come at me for irregardless, I'll bring up jail.
I was
okay,
coming
we're not
at
all
you.
perfect.
I was asking
You were coming at him pretty
There
hard.
was
It was
a
pretty
tone.
clear.
I
yeah.
think Nick and Eric were coming harder.
I couldn't tell. You know, I did take theirs as an affront as well, but it's text. They were replying in text. You can't read tone in text. It's a
Should we
hard
talk
thing.
about what Jeff texted us the other day?
What did Jeff text us the other day?
Well, it started with a picture of an Apple van.
Did I just miss? Did I miss these
Shit.
texts?
I think you probably did, buddy.
What were
They
the
were
texts?
texts. They were texts, so your phone was probably off. If it wasn't during the recording, you probably didn't get it.
Shall I read out what you texted us?
Yeah, you can read it out, and then we can get into that story if you want.
Yeah, I'd love to. So Friday, 12:41 p.m. Jeff just sends a picture of a van with apples on the back, and he wrote,
Oh yes.
It's so apples." Eric then said, "Colonoscopy went well then." Jeff said, "There and a van of apples." "It's a hot day. I saw so many people at a redressing, restraint, eat place." Eric said, "This rules." Jeff said, "Emily said stop. I'm being really quiet. She's on the phone." Eric said, "Who is she talking to? Do they know about the boys of Zimmer?" Jeff said, "It's pastrami people."
Okay. Well, I'll say this. There's an accompanying video of that moment that I was not aware. First off, I don't remember any of that. I don't remember texting that stuff. I saw the video. I don't remember being in the video.
He's like a 7-year-old.
This was all
Pastrami people.
right after my colonoscopy, and I was drugged the fuck up on propofol or whatever it's called. Okay, so we'll get into the pastrami plot twist. So I was with you guys last week. You know, I was 36%, then I was up to like 42 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I'll say this was my second colonoscopy. First one, I was about Gavin's age when I did it. It was sucked, but it wasn't the end of the world. I bounced back. You know, it wasn't a big deal. This one fucking just wrecked me. Doing the special diet and then like not eating for 3 days and then doing all the solutions and stuff. It was rough. I had a really hard time with it. And I guess it's just age shit, right? Because I'd done it before when I was younger and it was fine. So then we go in. The plan is you go in, you do the colonoscopy. They knock you out. They shove cameras up your asshole. They take pictures. You come back. They wake you up. Then the cool thing is they're like, you can have whatever you want to drink. We've got it all. And then you can eat whatever you want because it's not one of those things where you like have to come out of it slowly or whatever. They're like, no, engorge yourself on whatever you want. So I had a whole game plan. When we got in there, we had it set up. Emily was going to order the sandwich, the P-word sandwich, and I was going to eat. That was going to be my first meal back after a successful colonoscopy. Then we get in there. I'm in the waiting room. You know, they're taking blood, doing all the stuff. I'm in the gown, sitting there, joking around. And the lady says, "What do you want to drink when you come out?" And I go, "What are my options?" And she goes, "We got it all. We got fruit juice. We got water. We got sodas." And I go, "Do you have diet soda?" And she goes, "We have Diet Coke." And I was like, "Can I have a Diet Coke right after the colonoscopy?" And she was like, "You certainly can." Let me recommend not having a Diet Coke right after colonoscopy. I didn't realize the problem with that until later. But so I go through, have a perfectly normal colonoscopy. I assume, I don't remember any of it. I was asleep. I do remember drinking a bunch of Diet Coke immediately after. And then some hours later, I was home eating a P-word sandwich. There is a video to accompany before we get that far down the road. And I guess it's when Emily is ordering the P-word sandwich. It's too big for Discord, so let me put it in the face Slack if you guys just want to watch it, just to get a reference for how I was in the moment.
Eric has a question for you.
Okay, Eric, what is your why do you keep saying P-word? We'll get there.
Okay. Yeah, I
okay.
just don't like. It's just making me.
I also don't.
I'm
enjoy
filling
it.
in a blank, and I don't like it. So
If you guys want to stop down for about 2 minutes and watch this video, then come back.
It's 2
All
minute
right,
okay.
I'll watch
Here we
this
go.
video.
Let's watch it.
this is.
Oh, I
that's
feel like
incredible.
we missed out on an opportunity. We should have interacted. I wish there were more.
So I have no memory of
God.
any of that, but apparently I saw that van and I texted you guys about it. and apparently I texted you like I was a 90-year-old man using one finger. Anyway, so I have no memory of any of that, but we get home and we go from there to the deli to get that sandwich, and then we go home and Emily's like, okay, you got some more soda, you got your pea sandwich, and you go to town. I got to leave for a little bit. She had to do some other stuff. So I started to eat the sandwich, and then I got full real fast because, I hadn't eaten in days. And so I laid down in bed, and I'm starting to come to. And then I realized something terrible has happened in my stomach. And I run to the bathroom, and I throw up that sandwich.
Oh, no.
And it's violent. And then I take a step back and I'm like, okay, I think I'm done. Well, I did not expect that. I'm supposed to have a huge hunger. I'm supposed to eat like crazy and replenish. I'm done now. I guess I'm feeling ill effects of the medicine or the propofol or whatever they gave me, and I'm having trouble shaking it off. I think what really happened was all that soda on a 5-day empty stomach fucked me up. All the carbonation and stuff. And because when we talked to the doctor later, they were like, yeah, you probably should have just had water or orange juice or something. And so I wish they wouldn't have let me have that Diet Coke. Anyway, so then I go back and I lay down again, and and I'm not feeling any better, and I'm starting to sweat, and then I'm like, oh no, and I run and I have to throw up again. And I'm on the ground, and then it hits me hard, and I'm shooting pastrami, right? I'm shooting the P word in. and then completely nothing I could do about it. Not a goddamn thing in the world I could do about it. The vomit is so violent and it's so virulent. It's coming out of me with such force that I shit my pants. I shit my pants bad. I mean, it's all soup, right? Because I haven't eaten anything in days, and so it's just like yellow green soup, right? And so then I have to sit there and finish throwing up. I have to finish vomiting with just like, I don't know, a couple gallons of turd, like wet lumpy turds in my pants. Christ. So then as soon as I'm done throwing up, I have to take all my clothes off, right? And I put them over in a pile, and then I go take a shower, and I rinse my whole body. I have to get completely and totally clean. I take a complete shower, dry off, and realize, oh no, I gotta throw up again. So I run back into the bathroom and I throw up one more time. But this time I'm naked, so I just shit all over the floor. This is the second time I've shit a bathroom floor this year. I'm breaking records. And I mean, it's like a shotgun blast of yellow liquid everywhere. So I throw up for a while longer, and then I have to clean my entire bathroom floor. Then I have to do all the laundry. Then I have to take another shower, and then I have to lay down. Here's the pastrami plot twist.
Oh, Jesus
That's the last time I will ever say that word. To say it makes me nauseous. To spell it in my head makes me nauseous. To think about it, to think about the smell, I can't ever touch it again.
No!
It's verboten. It's gone. It's ruined for me. The colonoscopy killed that sandwich. It killed that flavor. It killed that word. I'm telling you, I'm sweating thinking about it. I can't believe it. I didn't see this coming. I fell so hard for it. I loved it so much. Flew way too close to the sun. And then as the wax melted my wings, I shit all over the land, and then I plummeted down like Icarus, and I drowned in a sea of shitty pastrami puke, and it's over. That's my plot twist. The colonoscopy killed the pastrami. And I can't say the word anymore. I'm not going to say anymore after this because it's...
Not even specifically the colonoscopy. The person that gave you the Diet Coke murdered it. It was like a hit. It was like they put a hit.
Maybe. That was too much flavor in my body all at once, and it was...
There just is something wrong about having a medical procedure, and the first thing you do after it is start chugging Diet Cokes. Like, that just seems inadvisable in my head. It just doesn't seem...
Yeah, I feel like I'd have been on water and toast.
Yes.
Yeah.
A soda is not what I'm reaching for after a medical procedure, for sure.
Never again.
When I don't even want to really ask the question, but I feel like I have to. When we're talking about the splatter on the scale of the smoothie you made, how bad is it? Is it because that's on the second one? When you're hitting the floor. What's the splatter damage?
Much smaller room, self-contained. It all stayed on the floor.
Okay,
but there was a lot. It was a covered floor, but nothing got on the walls. Maybe a little bit on the baseboards, but like not on the walls at all. Not above the baseboards.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it was.
You shut the baseboards.
It was maybe the lowest I've felt. Yeah, I shot the baseboard. It was maybe the lowest I've felt in quite some time, and I was fucked up for a day and a half after. Like it took me most of the weekend to rebound. Yeah, it was just. I was in bed. Like I felt like I had a hangover, and I haven't had a drink in 5 years. It was horrible.
I can't. I'm so sorry for your loss. That's what
tragic.
I am too.
What a day of the joys, the high of you seeing an Apple van to what happened a mere few hours later. I assume.
Yeah. It's
What a trough.
It's a real tragedy, man. I can't believe I don't want it to be true. I keep thinking like I wake up the next day and I'm like, maybe today it won't. Nope. It's still the thought of it makes me. Yeah. If I see the word, I get nauseous.
I've had some drinks that I've thrown up on that I still to this day can't drink.
Yeah. Like what?
There was this drink in England. I'm not sure if they have it here. It was called J2O, which was like a juice but in a bottle. And I think I had too much booze one night, and then I was dehydrated, so I just chugged one of them. But it was too late, and I just ended up throwing up. But all of the J2O flavor went in my mouth and nose along with the vom, and I still hate that flavor. One of my favorite drinks back in the day.
That's tragic.
It's awful, and that was just a byproduct.
I had that with Mountain Dew in high school. I haven't been able to drink Mountain Dew since high school because I threw up, got sick from it.
That's not a good sign for your pastrami returning.
I know, dude. I know.
Still
Believe
out.
me. I know. Mountain Dew's been out for about 28 years, yeah.
This is like a weirdly regional Chinese food, but chicken balls were my go-to. Growing up, loved them. Great Chinese food. I puked once after eating them on dinner, and there was a chunk of chicken on like the on top of the toilet on like the seat. There was just like a chunk left. Killed chicken balls for me for years. I still don't order them as regularly as I used to, but like never. And that one never fully recovered.
This is so full circle. This is palate regression. This is exactly what we were talking about.
This is the palate regression for sure.
I feel a bit like a hypocrite. Like I was just on the RT podcast like a week ago singing the praises of that deli meat. And now here I am like but a few days later and I can't even be in the same room as it.
Let me submit, is there a food, Jeff, that you hate that is very commonly loved? That people are like, you really?
Yeah, dude. Did we just lose him?
I lost him.
Yeah, I think we lost him. Let's wait for him to
It's
come
a
back.
weekly occurrence.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Oh,
Sit tight for. Oh, Andrew, you there?
must have run out of bits.
Hello?
Oh, there he goes.
Oh.
My computer froze. Sorry about that.
All right.
So my question was,
is there a food that everybody loves that I hate?
Everyone loves that you hate. Yes, that was my question.
Yeah.
What is
everything white? Mayonnaise, cream cheese, cottage cheese. But
like that you would be
sour cream.
I don't feel like those are necessarily
ranch dressing.
Social foods. I'm trying to think of like pressure because I'm saying that I'm assuming you're gonna have a colonoscopy again in the future at some point. And I think you should view this as an opportunity to take out another food.
Guacamole. I can't eat guacamole.
All you need to do, drink a Diet Coke once again after your next one, and then eat whatever that food is. And then if someone's like, oh, do you want this? You can be like, nah, I got sick when I had it. I can't.
I honestly feel like Diet Coke got off easy through this. Like the fact that it didn't ruin that flavor.
That's true.
No, for sure. It's totally true. Well, I don't really remember drinking. I mean, I remember that I drank Diet Coke. I don't really remember that. I definitely remember eating that sandwich. And I didn't taste the Diet Coke on the way out. I tasted the other thing a lot. It was in my nose.
Oh, no.
It was.
Was it at least a good pastrami sandwich? Apologize for using the word. Was it good? Was it like a top tier one? Did you at least go out on top? Was it a delicious sandwich? That's disappointing.
My stomach felt wrong from the get-go. So it may have been, But when I dove in, I thought, oh, this isn't as enjoyable as I thought, oh, maybe I have a little bit of a sick time. I got to power through. And I never even finished. I had like a half through it before I had to take a break. And then I didn't touch it again until it was to run into the kitchen to throw it away, just to get it out of the house.
There's a beautiful edit of the last time we recorded of you in an episode discussing how excited you were for that sandwich, not knowing at that time that would be the last time. The last time you could enjoy one.
I had it all planned. We had it all planned out. I was so excited. It was going to be the highlight of the colonoscopy. The highlight of the colonoscopy would be that there's nothing wrong with my butthole, right? And
great.
By the way, I'm fine. Colonoscopy is great. But then
Fantastic.
the second one was going to be like sitting atop healthy butthole mountain, chowing down on my favorite sandwich. And instead, I rolled down the mountain, and every time I swung around, the sandwich hit me in the head. Until I landed in a puddle of my own puke and shit. And then I just lay there until somebody drugged me out.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I feel it's a real loss. It's a real loss.
Dude, nobody feels it more than I do. I was eating this thing 2 or 3 times a week.
It's true. We did a video recently where we were racing. We were trying to go far on a chair that was balanced on 2 hoverboards. And like halfway through the video, I'm just stuffing my face with a pastrami sandwich that you brought into the office.
Yeah, I brought you guys extra sandwich. I brought
It was
it for
really
everybody,
nice.
But yeah.
Andrew annoyed me recently.
What did I do?
Uh-oh.
He told me that there's a store right by him that sells Princeton pickle
Yeah.
and salad cream.
Yeah.
What?
There's a store close to me that sells both. I had no idea. I could literally see it from where I live, and it was there the whole time.
I sent you a freaking jar that I assume was mailed from England to America and then forwarded by me to Canada, and you could have walked.
I could have 100%. I ordered mine from Europe, my salad cream, for a product that I could see from my window. Yeah, I just didn't know. Didn't know that they had it. Wasn't aware. I was trying to think. I'm glad that is the thing that annoyed you. I was trying to think.
Why,
did
you think I would be annoyed at something else you did?
Well, that's what I was wondering about. I was trying to think if I annoyed you. I thought you were going to call me out for my my agency blunder, my miscall. We're talking about James Bond. What agency does James Bond work for, Jeff?
You mean like government agency?
Yeah, like what? Where would he work? I learned a lot about James Bond recently.
He works for like I don't know what. No, like.
So I said M16. I said he worked for M16.
It's not that.
It's close. It's close though. It's MI6. He works at MI6 apparently.
If you read the I as a 1, I guess.
You read the I as the 1, I was directionally correct. Like you could mistake it for what I said. I also didn't know that Q's name isn't Q. I thought Q was Q. I thought that was just his name, and that was his cool nickname, not that it was an abbreviation for his job.
You said you thought his name was like Quentin or something.
Well, yeah, it could be. Like, I just thought it was a shortened version of what his name was.
This old bloke called Quentin who works for a gun.
Well, it was a conversation about what would his job title be, because he's like an inventor of gadgets, but I don't think inventor would be what he'd be called, and then that's how it turned. He's a quartermaster. That's his
Q
job.
stands for quartermaster.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I thought, is M not a version of her name too? What's M's name?
Probably from manager.
It's hinted at that her name as Dench starts with an M.
Yeah.
And the new M is called Mallory.
So it's just a name thing. I thought they just were very weirdly, for some reason, everybody abbreviated their name. They shortened it down. Their nickname.
Yeah,
Take a letter from your name. Q could be Quentin. M is Mallory, apparently. Didn't they They didn't review M's name, but they did reveal it, I want to say, in Skyfall, right? Doesn't he go into her desk and you see her name?
In Casino Royale, he's like, I had no idea M stood for, and then she interrupts him.
I could have swore that we saw the full name in Skyfall at the very end of it.
Really?
But I could be wrong.
Oh,
Based on everything, I'm wrong about literally everything else when it comes to James Bond. I don't know why I'd be right about this. So let's just assume I'm wrong.
I would say when in doubt, defer to Gavin on the James Bond shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
He knows way too much about it.
That's
I
fair.
liked him.
They're good movies. They're fun.
Well, they're not all good movies.
I think even the bad ones. Well, no, Quantum of Solace just sucks. I take that back. There's some genuine, just bad Bond movies
What do you think the worst James Bond movie is?
that I've seen. I'd say Quantum of Solace.
I think For Your Eyes Only is shit.
Yeah.
And I don't like On Her Majesty's Secret Service. That's a bit of a controversial one. A lot of people think that one was really good.
It's a good one.
What's the one that the non-sanctioned one they did?
Never Say Never Again.
Never Say Never Again. Yeah, that I don't remember that one being great.
And the first Casino Royale.
Is that the other non-Eon Bond movie?
I think that was the David Niven one.
Yeah, David Niven was in the original Casino Royale, yeah.
That's one where like James Bond is very clearly an alias and there's like a Jimmy Bond and like a bunch of different James Bonds, right? I've never seen that movie.
I haven't seen that one either.
I think there's like 6 James Bonds in it, technically.
I read the book. I don't remember. I must have seen the movie when I was a kid, but I don't remember it.
Could I just want to give some credit to maybe the greatest not James Bond movie for a minute, a movie that I feel is underappreciated in this time. An actor
Agent Cody Banks.
That's a good one too. I was thinking today, it's so weird that you brought up Agent Cody Banks. I was thinking, have I just accidentally seen every Frankie Muniz movie? I felt like it was possible that I had. And it turns out he's in a lot of things that is just like obscure, kind of like post 2006. Haven't seen a lot of Frankie Muniz's work. But Triple X. Triple X is a fantastic, not James Bond movie.
From the Millennium?
What do you mean from the Millennium? What do you mean? Like the original Triple X with Vin Diesel.
What was the movie you watched on the New
Yes.
Year's Eve?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
2 years early?
Yes, exactly. That story. Yes. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. Great movie. It's like if Vin Diesel Vin Diesel will never be cast to play Sherlock Holmes, but he clearly really wants to. And it's the closest you'll get to Vin Diesel as a Sherlock Holmes movie. There's such a great scene in that film where he's in a diner and he's like, there's no way that this person is really a waitress because she's wearing high heels and that the shift that she works, like that doesn't make sense. Reading a newspaper on a Sunday, that's a plan. Like his delivery is so dumb guy trying to be smart guy. It has a place in my heart. I love that movie. It's a terrible, good, bad movie.
Doesn't he like grind a rail or slide a rail on a serving platter?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, he does. The literal beginning
so.
of that movie is they kill traditional James Bond and are like, this is the Xander Cage is the new guy.
Sounds like the Tuxedo.
It is a better movie than the Tuxedo. I'll say it right now.
That's a good movie. I remember it being a good movie.
He drives a car off of a bridge while Tony Hawk films him because the guy is like a senator who's against video games. And he does a monologue about how video games are good. And then he drives his car off a bridge. And the senator's name is Dick. And he's like, don't be a dick, Dick. It's great writing. Tony Hawk thinks it's very funny. It's a great, terrible movie that I would
have to watch that one again.
You should watch 1 and 3. Both great. You can skip 2. Not really needed, but the first and third, both the Xander Cage entries of the Triple X series, worth watching.
So wait, Triple X 1 is Vin Diesel, then 2 is like Ice Cube or somebody?
Yes. Yep.
And then 3 is Vin Diesel again?
3 is Vin Diesel again, like 15 years after the first one that came out.
Is the second one considered canon in that universe?
Yes, because Ice Cube shows up in the third movie and they do like a whole Triple X agent thing.
Why doesn't Vin Diesel like being in his own sequels? Like he wasn't in the second Fast and Furious either.
It was a money issue or an ego thing.
He's
You're
like,
right.
sequels are shit. I'll come back if the sequel worked out. And then he's just in the rest of it.
He strangely was committed to the Chronicles of Riddick series, though. He did. That's the sequel he was all about.
I think that's like, fuck. Did he have something to do with the story though?
I feel like he did. Also, maybe is the second Riddick movie a prequel? Technically?
Oh, so he'll be in his own prequels.
Yeah, so like as long as the story goes
It's not a
backwards,
sequel.
he'll gladly be in the second one, but he cannot make a direct continuation unless there's a gap. I still haven't seen the most recent Fast and the Furious. I really need to. I appreciate
you don't have to see it to have seen. You've seen it. I guarantee you've seen it.
No, you gotta see it.
Everybody's already seen it.
I really
It's
need to
good,
see it.
but you've seen it.
Because those movies are so overly complicated because of how loved Han was from the Tokyo Drift movie that like Tokyo Drift comes after 5, 6, and 7, I want to say.
Yeah.
Just so that they could explain him being in it, but he's back in 9, so like there's no reason for them doing any of that. He's just they found a way. And I really want to know how they bring him back. I feel like he probably climbed down like a storm drain or like lifted a manhole and dropped in it before.
Are you in for a treat?
Oh, I cannot wait.
you're gonna
I can't
love
wait.
it.
I wouldn't get your hopes up about it.
I'm playing the game right now, and the game is terrible.
We should do a triple X Tuxedo new Fast and the Furious like triple movie header. What do you call it? Back to back to back when you watch
An
three
Apple
movies?
Dumpling Squad or whatever.
We need to find a through line between all these movies.
Triple feature. Fuck.
A triple
You
feature.
mentioned Howard Stern earlier. Do you think at this point Baba Booey is more famous than Baba Louie?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
What is Baba
Andrew,
Louie?
do you know who Baba Louie is?
No, I have no idea who Baba Louie is. I know who Baba Louie is.
There's your answer.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There's your answer.
No
Baba
clue.
Louie was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon character from back in the 60s. And Gary Dell'Abate, who is the producer of the Howard Stern Show, got really into collecting animation cells back in like the early 80s. And he bought a Baba Louie cell, and he was bragging about it on the Stern Show, and he called it Baba Booey. And then Howard goes, "You paid $500 for this and you don't even know his name's Baba Louie, you fucking idiot. That's your nickname from now on, Baba Booey." And Gary made the mistake of going, "Yeah, that'll stick."
But I
And
think
it did.
in Gary's defense,
rest of his
sometimes
life.
that character was called Baba Boy.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
So
So
it-
it was
he was
Hanna-Barbera as a group. They weren't. I remember learning those were two people and it blowing my mind. No idea.
You thought it was
Hanna
one
and Barbera?
woman
I
called
thought
Hanna-Barbera?
Yeah, I thought it was one person named Hanna-Barbera.
Oh,
Could be first and last name.
that's true.
Could work.
Sure.
Should we end the show?
Eric
We have
wants
so
us
many
to.
movies to watch.
It's true.
Should we just do like a riff tracks of our viewings?
I would love to. Danny Trejo's the Triple X. Bringing Trejo back. Can never talk about Trejo enough. He's got a great role in that. They make fun of how long his hair is. He has one scene. He's also short. Vin Diesel calls him short. I don't know how much taller Vin Diesel is than Danny Trejo in real life.
What are Vin Diesel's stats? I'm gonna look them up.
What is this? End.
Every
End the show.
podcast. Have you noticed, Eric, that every podcast that goes off the rails ends up with Jeff Googling Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel is 6 feet tall. Is he?
But how old was
Oh.
he in the movie?
Nick just asked a very important question. When will your Far Cry 6 Trejo playthrough begin? Nick, they removed Danny Trejo from Far Cry 6. I can't do it. He has been
Did they
taken.
really?
Yeah, I guess they accidentally released that mission before it was done.
was
It's not
DLC.
supposed to come out. Yeah, he's DLC for December, and they accidentally put him in with a patch they were doing. So then they
I already
pulled
did it.
Trejo. They pulled Trejo out recently with a patch note of like, we've removed Danny Trejo from our game. We will be bringing him back.
You gotta leave him in at that point.
Well, no, I literally, I don't think the mission was finished. I think they were still
Yeah.
like,
No, I finished the mission.
no, I did. But when you do the mission, Jeff, he's like, now I need you to deliver my tacos. And you get in his car and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
good job. Like, it just kind of
Yeah.
ends. I don't think they were
Yeah, you're
done designing the
now-
mission.
Similar to PT, do you think consoles or PCs with the unpatched Trejo will go for a lot on eBay?
And they will. I can never connect this Xbox to the internet again.
I bet mine's already patched out. God damn it.
It is. Yeah.
That's
you
too
can't.
bad.
Yeah.
So I can't.
He's gone. He's gone, Jeff. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man.
No traveling Trejo. But we can watch Danny Trejo in the classic film Triple X.
Maybe we should play less Halo and watch more movies together.
I would enjoy
love
that. Fine with that.
Let's do it.
Andrew didn't even show up to Halo yesterday.
I had things. I wanted to. I missed it.
All right. Chill out.
Sad. Well, there you go. Let's not be here anymore. Let's be somewhere else. Maybe together or apart. I don't give a shit. The audience, you can come along or not. I don't even know. Bye.
Hello, everyone. Minor League fan Jack here to give you a preview of next week's episode of Face, based solely off Discord. Andrew sinks his teeth into a cosmic crisp. Or does he? Gavin is not a rubbish guy. Jeff isn't edgewise at all. Andrew continues to be bad at gambling. We get an Apple score that will blow your mind. And once again, Andrew does not eat the pencil. All that and more on next week's Face.